Good morning, everyone. I swear today is a Monday. How are you all doing? Hello, Augie. Welcome in. Congrats on being first. Task, ring work, holidays. Gotta do all the holiday stuff, don't ya? But anyway, happy Monday, everyone. What's been going on over the weekend in your all's lives? It was a busy weekend here. Paul wanted to go to the garden center on Saturday, so we did that, and he bought me a Mother's Day present. So, yeah, I'm a guy, but I did give birth to him, so therefore, I get Mother's Day presents. And he bought me this and a pot. Isn't this awesome? So yeah, he bought me this plant and the pot. He spent nearly £15 on me. And such a cute little plant as well. So he picked the pot himself. The plant, I'm just like, hey Paul, I'm like, oh, this is a neat little plant. And Paul then noticed the Mother's Day table, the Mother's Day plant area and display. That's the word. And he's like, it's Mother's Day soon. And I'm like, yeah, are you gonna buy me a present? And he's like, he looked at me and went, yeah. And he grabbed the plant that I said was that I liked. So yeah, I've got a Mother's Day present from Paul. Augie, you love that. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to get a pot for this. So he went over to where all the pots were, looked at them all. It took him about 2 minutes. He saw this one and he immediately grabbed it and went, nice pot. And it fit, so but yeah, it's on my window now. I just need to make sure that I water the thing once a week. Augie, you've got 5 days left to take by the end of March. Aw. Hopefully you'll get there. Just taking it, I mean, with 5 days left before the end of March, that means that you could add it. There we go. That means that you could add it as, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 Fridays in this month. So you could ask for 4 Fridays off, or if you work on the weekends, ask for the days that you normally work on the weekends off. I don't know if you work on yeah, there's only four of everything for the rest of this month. So yeah. Or if you work on Tuesdays, there's 5 Tuesdays left in this month. So you could ask for every Tuesday off. Augie, add water into plants as a task or a redemption. Normally what I do, because I've got this water bottle. So at the end of every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if I have any water left at the end of my afternoon live stream, then I'll pour whatever's left in one of the pots or one of the plants that I've got on my windowsill. At the moment, I've got 4. 2 of them aren't actually supposed to be in here. They're just like my housemate's like, I don't know what to do with these plants. Here, we're gonna put them on your windowsill, and I'm like, okay. It's like I might keep one of them, but they're both the same plants, so they're spider plants, and I don't want 2 spider plants. We've got like 5 spider plants in this house because my housemate keeps taking when spider plants they grow little tiny miniature spider plants out the on the sides at the ends here. So he keeps snipping them off and propagating them. So yeah, we've got like 5 of these throughout the house. I think possibly even more by now. And I'm like, I really don't want 5 billion spider plants in the house, please. And he's like, but what am I gonna do with them all? And I'm like, stop propagating them. Hey Jeeves, how you doing today? You alright? Glad as always to see ya. let's go ahead. Let's get the Sims running in the background while we just have our morning chat. So for those of you who don't know, this is a Pomodoro live stream. It is Sims 4 centric. So what we do is we follow our Sims around, and these are literally our Sims. So if you are a if you're a brain not working, it's Monday. If you're a Twitch subscriber or a tier 2 YouTube member, paid member, then you can have your sim in this save, and we will follow them around as they go throughout their days. It's Monday. That's my excuse. And Augie, with your days off, you can only take certain days off as the others are already booked. You do have a list of dates that might be available, though. Oh, that's good. And Andy, hi. Oh my gosh. How are you doing, Andy? You all right? Glad to see ya. Yeah, Rob can like stories. I mean, who doesn't like stories, right? Whoops. Mirror, stop it. Okay, I know what I'm going to have to do. There we go. But what's going on, Andy? You doing okay? So, yes, this is a work with me live stream. Just because we got Sims 4 playing in the background doesn't mean that this, isn't a work with me stream. So basically, we follow our Sims around, and we have 20 minutes of focus time and 15 minutes of break, where I just rattle on about whatever comes to mind. We talk about everything from work to fun things to, what we get up to in our spare time, to Sims news, and we've got a lot of Sims news that happened over the course of last Thursday all the way through over the weekend. So lots to think about, lots to talk about. It's going to be a fun time. And Andy, you're doing good. Just having a smoke before smashing some Tarkov. Good luck in Tarkov. Hopefully it goes well. And you beat everything. Hopefully, yeah. Just good luck with it. My sim is very accurate. Oh, thank you. I worked hard at that sim. That sim there took me about 4 real life hours to make. I turned on, I took several photographs of myself. He's a lot more fit than I am, because he goes to the outdoor gym all the time, and works out. But when I first created this sim, I took several photographs of myself, straight on as well as off to the side, and it took me 4 hours to make the guy. So. Andy, you've escaped Tarkov once, but you went back for more. Congrats on escaping Tarkov. That's really difficult to do, from what I understand. There's not everyone has escaped Tarkov. Augie, that sounds like a glutton for punishment on Andy's part. It's awesome. Right then, shall we start our first focus session, my friends, before I completely lose track of time like I did when we first started live streaming this morning. That's why we were like 2 minutes late, because I completely lost track of time, and I was right into, stream preparatory admin mode, and yeah, completely forgot everything that I was doing. So it happens sometimes. It happens. Right, let's get into our first focus session, and we'll get our work started, shall we? Right. Not that chat mirror. That one. Very good. 20 minutes on the timer, as always. And as also always, I will mute my microphone so we all can focus, but the Sims will be in the background. All right, let's go. I'll catch up with you all in 20.
Jabit, Turp System, Shima Corbett.
Oh, Boogie Lagan, Babadeso, Yanabi, me Wasabu, Aragaba, I'm soon Batamoy. Oh, tell a Jim Wibsy.
Shalboda Brogi, Nuloy, huh? Unkim Angor, Slapshim. Chimray,
Ah.
Parla Ladimp.
Yeah, Ampe Tibanu, Squame Quaz. Bonosa Labragus, Gorch Bande. Loom Apollo Java. Just a bag, beautiful. Happy. Ah. Ah. Zappin Quarjabin, Shimray, Mons of Zarde.
Nabatane Wexta. Peplinaba?
Jonah Pames, Tapishi Tubu, Faj.
Shabif DeRoy.
Najona, Arove Sensigoch, Markov, Swarspa Katsuni, Bratza Skansis, Tashibi, Niaflu.
Ha, Nilshaba. Tomarimpa. Frina de Yandi? Waluda. Lamita Noonkin. Shapin. Watchi.
Apatosh, Alfonso.
Ah,
Nerf. Children.
Oh nay. Oh nay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yasinar Flip. Wafatub Fibose. Jewel. Miatsa. Even like an earth.
Emphian Zerpa, Lahoin, Spat. Kisana Oblay, Rishushi, Naboma, Wapara Zimre, Churi.
Adesh. No, Mafrispa. Saquinario. Yazilf. The largest stumsa. Yep.
Oh, Dubis, Visrak, Sharpisi, Taparo Pondo, Bruja, Galopa. Illinois, Schnezel Klemp, Lissera.
Dinar. Abano Plero Ganera. Flari Pleo. Alba Luna.
Oh.
Tenebib. Meepu. Laquimba.
Noi who floob,
Oh!
Finay.
Floobs.
Ah, Benaya.
Nona Fish, Yasharu.
Simona Zero,
Guys.
Plum, Ibahana Drop, Shirsha Grip Out,
Frimsy. Melgreep Bashar. Uh-huh.
Skisna Ploshi, Perugi Payun, Taruga, Arsafe Proben, Limino, Quar Corbine, Binkoba Sheshere, Zigluna Tweebs, Silsu,
Dag.
Yazib. Bimbus.
Silsu,
Ooh, Bula, Fwis, and
Oh,
Nabs. Oh, not legit Lipsy.
Aha! Flume Apollo Chopper, Dissipate, Nearfloof, Pips Wabby Tabby, Barb Penny, Tabination Butter, Rob Pampe, Moose like Sarah, Polka Brave, Eshka, Brady,
And we're back after our first focus session. How are you all getting on? I hope it's all right. I am okay. We're getting there. I'm doing coursework this morning.
Crazy.
And yeah, I'm actually going over the previous modules that we've done in this course, just to make sure that I'm understanding everything, because my brain is like second guessing, as it often does. So we're switching over to Rob Bobson for this break, by the way. And y'all have been chatty, so let me just catch up a bit. Astana, hello. Ha, thank you so much for the follow over on YouTube. And congrats on the 5-stream streak, Astana. Awesome. Astana, you hate having to wear glasses to see properly, like, why it's so stupid eyes. I know exactly how you feel. I have 2 pairs of glasses. So when I'm outside or away from my computer, I have to wear these to be able to see, long distances. And when I'm here at this computer, I have to wear these in order to be able to see everything that's on screen. And I'm probably looking at getting, these are varifocals, and they're absolutely useless. They don't work for me at all. So I think I'm probably going to be looking at getting, like, a pair of reading glasses as well. Although, saying that, these are okay for reading glasses for me. If I'm wearing these, I can, as long as I hold my phone at about, 1 foot to 6 inches to 1 foot in front of me, then I can see it. Same thing with books. But yeah, it's one of those things. So Andy, you're working on, you did the Lightkeeper ending in Tarkov, which made you do everything in game. Now you're going for another of the endings, which requires you to do everything again. Don't you love that? Don't you absolutely love when games require you to do everything in specific orders just to get different endings? It's like, okay. And Augie, you've set yourself a thing in Elite Dangerous to get to the center of the universe. Nice. Jeebs. DW3 has got you busy for months, and you're planning to get your trade rank to Elite, and then you're going to attempt to go to Beagle Point and back in a Sidewinder. Wow. Wow. That's a lot to do, but I'm sure you can do it. Augie, to get to the center of the universe, it's over 1,000 jumps, and you're nowhere near. Wow. You'll get there. You'll get there. I like the idea that, going to the center of the universe just because you can. And, like, grabbing all of the, getting loads of science and exploration done on the way. Whoa. Jeebs. There's very few things every commander has to do. One of your favorites is visiting Hutton Orbital in Elite Dangerous. Nice. Astana, you got a notification about your assignment. It was approved. Oh my gosh, that is awesome news. Aw, congrats. That's seriously awesome. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so there is a little bit of Sims. There's a lot of Sims news. Let's be completely honest. So, we're going to temporarily get out of stop showing The Sims 4 and instead show the browser. And we're also going to temporarily hide this, just so you all can see things. Whoa, wait a minute. What is... No, I don't want to show that. I want to show that. There we go. Okay. So, there was last week, here it is, there was a FAQ over, sorry, my brain, an FAQ over on the official Sims Discord. And this is a royalty and legacy Q&A with the creators. The content creators who helped make the world and served as liaisons while the developer team was making the world. So, Nard Villain, Little Bo Bub, Ice Mun Mun. Ice Mun Mun made some of the food in the Royalty and Legacy pack. Little Bo Bub made some of the recipes as well. Nard Villain did, he was part of the Royalty and Legacy Council doing behind the scenes prep. Eva Rotke built two of the palace slots in Royalty and Legacy. Roko contributed to the creation of 3 lots for the new expansion. Spring Sims was part of the behind-the-scenes council in Royalty and Legacy. And if you're wondering what the behind-the-scenes council did, they were a bunch of people of color creators, African-American, African, and, other ethnicities like that. And they did help the Sims team with behind the scenes work on Dambale, which is the African inspired neighborhood in Umbarian, which is Royalty and Legacy World. Ocean gave feedback on casts and build by assets and gameplay features, which is awesome. Then we have Gabby, who built the Sankofa residence and hardcover lots in Dambale. So these Q&As are basically so that players can ask, basically whatever they want on a specific subject. And hold on just a second. Let me... There we go. Let me pause that because it's really, really drowning me out here. As in, like, drowning me out from what I can hear of my own voice. So, yeah, lots of people ask questions. So, well, how was the initial process? Hold on, let me just go down here. Yeah. Annabelle was in it as well. Annabelle was a consultant on the Royalty and Legacy pack. Really, really cool. So Count Grandpa wanted to know how the initial process of getting your food added to the EP. And Ice Mun Mun says it was an interesting process because they got to learn many fun tips and tricks. They found it easy because they love making food and have been doing it for a while, and difficult because it was a collaborative process and involved inputs and feedbacks and discussions and lots of edits. Ooh, tea. Thank you very much. Housemate just brought tea. We like tea. Someone said not a question, but we want more of a European and African packs. Which I completely agree with. We definitely need more African-inspired packs. And better ones, because this was a good start. But I, for one, would love to see an entire world, not just a neighborhood, that surrounds, that's all about African culture and different African cultures, because Africa is a continent, not a country, and there are so many different cultures throughout the entirety of the continent of Africa. By the way, this is probably going to be all morning going through this Q&A, just so you all know. During each break, we'll go through a little bit more. Little Bo Bub responded to the how was the initial process of getting your food added to the EP by saying it was overall quite easy. Making the recipes is similar to how I would usually create my own, with just a few extra steps from the Sims team. Oh, it was Spring Sim's birthday as well back in February, so happy birthday to him. Ice Mun Mun made the agusi soup, the contamere soup, the palm nut soup, and the panna cotta in Royalty and Legacy, in case any of you were wondering. Someone asked Nard Villain and Spring Sims, what was something that made the final cut for the pack that they watched grow from meeting with the Sims team that they're proud of. And Nard Villain said, we all made mood boards, and seeing our recipe suggestions and landmark ideas come to life was really exciting. Pack title suggestion and being part of that voting process of which outfit we liked on the cover was an exciting part as well. And he said, I think the cast and scene that come together was one of my favorite parts. Ocean said that Nancy's well is something that they helped work on, that they were really happy that it ended up in the final game. And Nancy's well is awesome. If you've got the pack and you haven't played with Nancy's well, highly recommend, because it's so in depth. It's really, really good. Augie, you recognize some of those servers on my Discord, yeah. just a few, you know. Let's see. More questions. Here we go. Spring Sims about something that made the final cut. He said, from my experience working with the Sims team with making the mood boards, I'm a huge cast person, so I was really pleased to see those hair and clothing choices that made it through. Narvillin said, my favorite feature is by far the secrets and extortion when it comes to gameplay. It adds more chaos, which I completely agree with Nard there. I absolutely love the secrets and extortion in the pack. Anything that adds chaos and drama to The Sims 4 is the best thing in my book. I don't know about you all, but I 100% love the drama and chaos. It's now time to gulp down some coffee. I've got tea now. Roko says that I can say I was never very attached to Cass, but this pack completely changed my perception of it. I've been obsessed lately. Ebonix is in and said that I don't want to say I'm the biggest fan of Cass with this pack, but I am. I literally have the Ankara print IRL that I wear that my grandma wore. Oh, that is really cool. Ice Munmun says it's always satisfying to be able to make region-specific foods. Shawnee dropped a bunch of codes for the pack. They're probably all been taken though, so that's unfortunate for you all. However, I do have a spare key that I could give if anyone that wants it. I just have one key though, so first come first. First to mention it gets it. Astana, it's just it's Yorkshire tea. I live in Yorkshire and we only drink Yorkshire tea here. You are not a true Yorkshireman or Yorkshire woman if you do not drink Yorkshire tea. Spring Sim says that we went through a few revisions on the hair textures and providing the Sims team feedback on them, especially the Afro texture hairstyles. Oh, the break is over. Thank you so much, Super Sweet Bot. We will continue with the Q&A after our next focus session. Let's go ahead. Let's save our game real quick, just to be on the safe side, since we've got it up. And let's do a timer. Exclamation mark timer. By the way, everyone, consider this your reminder to get yourself a drink if you haven't done so in a while. And I will catch you all in 20 minutes.
Demaza, Lubim Skooma. Penthip Abivo. Ruthe, Fodima. Oh, Demise. Lisarak. Song easy. 50 Swibik. Skizlabushi. Demaza. Kisana Oglay. Ushushi. Naboma.
Oh, yes.
Sabu Gorpina.
Kunana.
Wim Napatane. Rubin. Galpa
Yips,
Fatep.
yips, Tombra.
Ganopa Campe. Infong Seraphi. Kanu. Izoi.
Yanish from Bay. Huh? Hobie Ray Sorzen. Sarplozane. Unassured.
What's up, Jim?
Ah, Bombadoy.
Balloon of Pogu. Miva. Balloon of Pogu. Miva. Frina de Yonki? Ravuda. Yolang. Nermocrincus.
Sapa, Axine, Simona Zero, Quam Crab, Naya Floof, Muchi Pichi, Monafej, Susha, Kasana Oblay, Ushushi,
The Boma.
Omof, Sikafoof, Monafej, Lika, Pinaruja Sapa, Axine, Binkoba, Sheshima,
Naya.
Zaguna Tweebs, Binfahem,
Jivinis. Gana Mana Yo. The Mina.
Oh,
With Savri. Ardu Manachori. La Bibla. Serpa.
Saguinario, Aragaba, Abenor, Argon Orgoff Wash, Azaric, this rock.
Kiniko Pifarfase?
Oh, to bees, this rack, some busy. Venosa Botane, Yaflo Treeb, Aprosidonka, Bisic Fluhane.
Java.
Hey! My
Dodovepi? Simona Sarah. Sigafoos. Ashi. Anave Boomsharpla.
Noosh noosh.
And Frobby Seabrook. Illinois? Saquinario Tananiwa, huh? You'll pick. Loopspeb Finerba Raga. Ha Nilshaba Tomarimple.
Oh, Branka.
Aksa.
Oxnaz.
Quarte. Slande Schwema. Binarp shells. Narble for boy. Sabris Fosha. Shivi Merkib.
Oh,
Mola.
oh. Lampima Ukinik Safoya.
Warig. Yabara.
Lava. Obi Tay.
Snabba Canad.
Zabaro Pondal. Bruja Galopa. Binkoba Sheshere. Zagluna Tweebs. Parsafe Proben. Limino Bar Gorbane. Naya Floof Muchi Pichi. Monafej Susha. Zapum Fubane. Lamina Urabani. via Bormahe.
Ho, ho, ho! Ha, ha, ha! Podge
Kennewick Saflan.
Arugaba.
Sabe. Tomadan. Yabasanza. Antrim Barugaba. Oh, Tumis. Sirac. Easy. Infong Seraphi. Kalu. Izoi Brabani. Parsafe Froben. Skuma Plande. Naya Floof Muchi Pichi. One Fej Susha. Kennewick Saflan. Sabe. Tomadan. Our process and my Flarib. Shabini Janib. Gibbs. Freenip. Illinois. Schnazzle Klimp. Nissarak. Izoi Brapani. Sinesso Dupa. Galpa Fateb. Benopa Campe. Shimray. Gorge Fariki Wixon.
Dodavepi Zamona Sarah. Whippasu Lingo. Aha! Canatloy. Uh-huh. Wadida.
Farpik Anana.
Fipsi. Namek Yajasa.
Oh.
Oh. Obero. Goribix. Yuba. Ebra. Huh.
Lampima Ukinik Safoy. Simona Zero Buquam Krut. Saquinario Aragaba Abanop.
Sebna Mubbis.
Wall Beach. Oh, Demise. This Sirac.
Ah, Spoba!
Lampima Ukinik Safoy. Iroquois Refsig. Yam full step.
Stevie.
Fifty Swivik, Skizna Bushi.
The nerve.
Silk. Minar. Albano Clearum Ganira.
Oh, Cardool.
Flum Apollo Chopper. Nissa Page, Neoflu. Izoi Profani. Sinessa Oduma.
Speb. Minerva.
Ah.
Maga.
Aha.
Yel Scarbish. Cesare.
Meh. Whoa. Oh. Kanushta. Struba? Oh. Yibs. Oh. Slaboom. How? Oh. Say. Whoa. Whoa.
And we finished our second focus session for the morning. We're doing really well. We're getting there. No, that's just the sink. Okay, Cody's just using the sink. It's fine. So, my friends, welcome in. If you've just joined us, we are doing a Pomodoro 20-minute focus followed by 15 minutes of break time this morning. And with, of course, the Sims 4 as a focus in the background, with Sims that are made up of people from the community. So if you would like your Sims to join the house, you can do so by becoming a Tier 2 paid member over on YouTube. Just hit the join button to do that, or a Twitch subscriber at any tier. Augie, an ambulance is pulled up on the shared drive. You share a common drive with 3 other households. They were looking confused, so you just asked if you could help. They asked if you knew anything about a woman next door, but there hasn't been anyone living there for months, and the house is empty. A guy used to live there months ago, but he's ended up living with his sister. They come back maybe once a week, but it's been empty since. That's weird. Have they just gotten, like, the address confused, maybe? Because, like, where I live, there's the roads are all named the same, and like couriers and delivery people often get one road mixed up with another. So like for example, Drive and Court, they'll have it might be like Rabbit Drive and Rabbit Court, for example, and couriers and professionals, ambulance drivers and everything always get the same house number, but the 2 different roads completely confused. It's really annoying. But yeah, I hope they find the correct house. Very odd. So, shall we go back into... That was weird. Shall we go back into our thing here? Let's pause the game real quick and go back into the Q&A session. So, we've got... I've got to find my Discord. It's fine. Give me a second. There we go. I'm going to drop that down so you all can see it, and we'll get rid of that temporarily as well. There we go. So we are going through the Royalty and Legacy Creators Q&A session that happened last week over on the official Sims forums. So let's go on. Augie, they have gone now, but you are curious. You've sorted your holidays for work too. Nicely done. You're really getting there with all of your to-do list for today. And I hope you enjoy your extra days off this month. It's March already. Jeez. My brain is like, there's no way it's... I keep thinking it's February still. I'm sure I'll get used to it eventually. You know, once the end of March gets here, I'll finally get used to it being March. Then I'll have to get used to it being April. Let's see. What do we have here? So, Maester Waffle Gemstone Enchanter, is the cast in this pack intentionally designed to be versatile, or is it just coincidence? I felt going through the cast that the Africana clothing was all pretty good for 90s black sitcom family-coded outfits. Pairs well with Growing Together, which also had 90s sitcom vibes. The textiles and such are really vibrant, and the 90s had a lot of Africana-inspired clothing. I'm curious how intentional it was that these things work outside of the context of Dambale. And Ocean says, this is something I'm impressed with as far as recent pack releases. A lot of the items weren't too niche and can be used in different settings. Love the versatility. Anzi responded, the West African-inspired clothing was certainly designed to be versatile. I think because a lot of diasporans want to and have started utilizing in recent years African fabric into their everyday wear, it doesn't always have to be kaba and slit. Ebonics responded to that question with, it is such a wonderfully diverse creative cast, which speaks to how different regions lean into royalty. And I definitely feel like the 90s sitcom vibes is accurate because around that time there was a surge of Black Americans really tuning into their African heritage through attire. So it can definitely make that kind of vibe work if that's a storyline you're into, but regardless, the pieces and prints are super timeless and have a lot of meaning. Ebonics further said, if anyone was wondering about the names of the new Afro-textured hair and Africana clothing styles and the meaning behind the textile and patterns, she says that she's made 2 info posts about them over on her Instagram. So, if you follow Ebonics over on Instagram or you want to check out these posts, by all means, go and do so and give Ebonics some love. She's an awesome Sims creator. So Leo had a question for Munmun and Jess and said, when it came to deciding on the foods, what sort of things were you looking for to help decide between possibilities? Ice Munmun said we were given the names and some ideas about the foods we had to make, and then from there we did research, looked at pages and pages of pictures, and then decided upon the correct textures and ingredients. We decided what proteins to add, what carb to add, what veggies to add, and finally put them all together to get the final dish. Evil Simmereep said all the kingdoms look good. I was having a hard time choosing which one to go with. And Nard responded, I will say seeing the final after looking at beta versions of the game, the world really has come to life. Seeing all of our ideas from our mood boards get implemented, sailboats, mannerisms, how Sims eat, inspirational landmarks you see in Dambale, it was truly an experience. Master Waffle said, is Dambale a real name or inspired by anything? I'm excited to try and do the quest for Nancy's Well and see what that's about. It's such a distinctly cultural area and is really fascinating to see. And Anzi responded, Dambale is a West African wood. Dambale Dimbale is often used as a Nigerian surname, and Anansi the spider is a trickster storyteller from the Akan tribe which stretched over at West Africa. I think most people have heard of Anansi the spider. Anansi has been covered on specific, like, if you follow John Solo over on YouTube, he does mythology deep dives, and he's covered Anansi. And Anansi has just been in popular media for ages. So I absolutely love the stories and myths behind Anansi. Absolutely lovely. So very cool. Mr. Waffle wanted to know, what do you mean by mannerisms for eating in this context? Do Sims eat differently in Dambale? And Ice Bunman said, yes, they scoop up the soup with the fufu and eat it. It's an awesome animation. So there you go. If you wanna if you wanna go check out that animation, then by all means do so. Have your some eat some egusi soup with fufu, says Ocean. You know what? We might do that if I can get one of the Sims to fix egusi soup with fufu in just a minute. We'll check that out. Oh yeah, children's book by Gerald McDermott. That had Anansi in it as well. It's an old storybook, but still, like I said, it's been referenced in media and for ages. Ebonic says Dambale is inspired by West African and Sahel, so definitely look up Sahel architecture if you're looking for build inspo for yourself. And with Anansi's Well challenge, it's fun because you'll remember from the African folklore that he's a bit of a trickster, so the tasks are extremely in line with his behavior. If you're sitting at a buffet with the new recipes, what are you loading on your plate first? And Ebonic said yes. Which is the only proper answer to, you've got a buffet in front of you, what dish are you going to eat first? The answer, the only correct answer is yes. Spring Sims regarding about if there's anything in particular for the West African portion of the pack that they're proud of. Spring Sims says for the things that did not make it into the pack, the jollof rice with chicken drumsticks that ended up being a part of the West African base game update. So the jollof rice with chicken drumsticks was originally meant to be part of the Royalty and Legacy pack, but they put it into the base game update instead, in the West African base game update instead, which is seriously awesome. Absolutely, as Spring Sim says, love seeing new recipes being added to the base game for free. Gotta love it. Nardvillain, in response to peregrinations, did you have a favorite part of the process? My favorite process was creating mood boards and going back and forth on providing critiques on hair textures and pack cover designs, including the title. And of course, they're all now talking about food, which is perfectly fine. It's getting close to lunchtime here in the UK, and I agree with talking about food. The real question is, what do you need the dungeons for? For research purposes, surely. I like that. When the castles were made, did you guys not think to add dungeons into them? Yeah. What do you need dungeons for? Research purposes, 100%. You always need, dungeons for research purposes, right? If Nancy Landgrab ends up in your dungeon, that's none of my business. Promise to keep secret. See what I did there? EP feature. In regards to the castles, in the Aberante's mansion, I use the technique I like to create the illusion of a double foundation. Unfortunately, the terrain can get a bit distorted with adding a basement, but it would have been a great addition. Yet, if you're wondering why, most builds in the game, that come with packs don't have basements, that's why. Because the terrain, it often gets distorted when you add basements, and so the Sims team just generally says no basements. Unless it's a specific feature, story-based feature of a house. Builds that are in packs won't have basements. The more you know. Is the ancestor entry in Dambale a reference to anything specific? Anzi says not super specific, more of a homage to how many tribes in West Africa used to worship or still worship their ancestors rather than traditional organized religion. Also, many countries in West Africa have specific big trees that are protected. There's one in Ghana, says Anzi. It's literally called the Big Tree. Ebonic says, I love the fact that we can have rivalries between dynasties. It's just a unique addition that helps to create longevity in gameplay and throughout generations. Jousting would be cool I would love to see jousting added to The Sims. That would be so neat. With horses, that would be so cool. Anything could be used for rivalry storylines, cooking, dancing, college attendance, social media following. It gives you a lot of freedom to play that out. And we are finished with the break, but we still have a lot of questions to go through, so we will continue this in our next break. Let us go ahead, bring up the group. Hey, Arthur Shadows, how are you? It's really stuff. We have pets, but because of a bug, new towns are petsless. Ooh, I've not heard of that bug. Is that a recent one that's come up? So are you saying that there are no that new saves that have the worlds don't have any pets? Or are you saying that with the bug? Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that bug. Thank you for letting me know about it. So I said that I wanted to see. Let's Bob Robson, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna wake you up for a minute because I want to check out this I want to check out this cooking thing. So let's try the... Oh, what was it? The thingy with the soup with fufu. I've got to find it. I have no idea. Soup with fufu. Sweet seafood meat. Why is there no soup category? Jeeb, you read that as pantsless, not petsless? Oh dear. Oh dear, Jeebs. I mean... you know... That's jollof rice. Where is that? If y'all see that soup with the fufu, let me know. Kanafe. Try. There are so many recipes in The Sims 4 now. Seriously. Agusi soup. Okay, there's the agusi soup. Can I sort by name? Yes, I can sort by name. Okay. So we've got agusi soup and hold on. C-E-F. All right. Oh, that's weird. Where's the okay, agusi soup. Here we go. Let's make a party size. I've got to try this out. I really do. Arthur, like, Horse Ranch Town has no horses. English Simmer did a video on it as well. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that is an interesting bug. Definitely gonna have to check that one out. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I must have missed that video that English Simmer made, because I usually watch all of her videos, so... Love English Simmer, by the way. Molly is such a nice person. So I'm looking for the, I don't know if the fufu comes with the soup. Or, because it's not in the cooking. So let me just see. Yeah, fine. He can like cooking. What if I bake? If we do baking, maybe it might be in here. Let's see. No. Okay, so I'm guessing that's weird. All right, let's put this at the table. And do we have a table? You know what? I don't think I put in a dining room in here, so it's fine. We'll just have everyone grab a serving. Called a meal. Do it. Everyone grab a serving. I don't care if you're hungry or not. Look at how nice that soup looks, though. That looks, for a low poly soup, that looks really good. And the bowl looks even better. So they're supposed to have a different animation, so let's see. Oh, yeah, they do! Oh, wow, look at that! Arthur, the petless towns have bug has been around for about 6 months. Okay. Oh, that is so... I love this animation. That is so cool. Really nice touch as well. I like it. Picking up the fufu cake or bread and dipping it into the soup. That is a really nice animation. Okay. So anyway... Let's continue with our next focus time. For those of you who are just dropping in, welcome to the channel. I am and this is a Pomodoro work with me live stream that is Sims 4 centric. So we do 20 minutes of focus followed by 15 minutes of chatting approximately. And like I said, this is a Sims 4 centric work with me live stream. So, and these are your Sims. Anyone who is a tier 2 paid member on YouTube or a Twitch subscriber can get their sim if you want to. You can have your sim in this household. So, hit the join button on YouTube to become a tier 2 member or the subscribe button over on Twitch to join the channel at any tier. To access that perk. Right, let's continue. We haven't followed Actually, we just finished Cody around. Let's go back to Muir. And we will follow my sim self around for a bit. And I will get the timer going. And I will mute my microphone, and I will catch you all back in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Noosh, noosh, gonay. Bermuda Fenoy.
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ha, 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 ha.
Dombila, Abuyam. Wabishlimla. Wexel. Richard.
Fwab, fwab. No. Shoya. Learn. Oh, Narga, Grobe. Ah. Genuix Flan, Sabe, Domodat, Torbo, Demasa, Bubim Skuma.
Palafoy? Yib, Sequinario.
Ha. Ho, 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 ha, ha, ha.
Hey!
Cheflet Sacrinario. Amsum Badaman.
Yib,
Bikoba
Ma,
Sheshaman.
Yo, Whistle.
Saguna Tweebs. Torbo, Demasa, Bubim Skuma.
No.
Yazoo.
Aha.
Bimbus.
Silsel.
Ah, so.
Dumsa. Lagenza. Fene. Aha, Nilshaba.
Oh,
Pomarimple. Kiboy Stimbara. Ababova Brizu. Sharin. Flohain Kompel Espascoom. Hemkaharp Dolphus.
Umfra.
Sabomanukum.
Wef
Bebwa.
Wemp. Benu Siblerf. Koba. Venosa Botane. Yaflo Trib. Bushar Prabara Dawi. Alfana Dalopa.
Ho,
Shibes.
ho, ho.
Oh, Lemoy. Ooh, Boobalurdy. Oh, our
Ah,
nuts.
Sofa. Famoy. Ah.
Franj Bishoshi. Ah, and Bobby. Ulaga. Storn of Flame.
Ah. Noosh noosh.
Bobby
Ah.
from Moy. Ivana Ishkawanj. Brogi. Yakalau Shu Bretno. Finica Patharjo. Mablaf.
Ina Preb. Palachaba Sneba. Weasel Fraba. Abode Quar. Fanchi. Palachaba Shamoosh.
Ho, ho, ho! Ha, ha, ha!
Baffoony.
Zamona Zaro.
Ho,
Buquam.
ho, ho!
Rabatsa Yibo. Snibara. Yibna.
Bema.
Barpasa Asanoy Flarib. Skisna Ploshi. Barugi Payun. Zaruga.
Anazuk E.
Ha.
Sugarblue. Nah. Kiboy Stimbara. Ababova Brizu. Karenzi. Ma. Oyamba. Parfase Schwoz. Deeps Parfase Horib. Feferu. Vibadeso. Ebois. Cranky Hisma. Franj Banfa. Kusha.
Stanzas. Stumpsy Turip. Grenea Hislop. Stumpsy. Tusa Web Galarga. Ochima. Buster Bood. Wafatum Rashim. Bala for Argaba. Smavadish. Ah.
Shushi. Porfivash.
Freube Bahanu. A voice of Bawa. Iroquois Ref Sieg. Miam full stab. Almof. Sikafoof. Wanafaj Lika.
Wetzel.
Bah. What's that? Oh. Dunda Wallake. Jaruk. Oh. Go. Wara. Bob Nachup. Bah. Hee. Ah. Perful perpanar. Karashi Yabasane. Peyun Zaruga. Sposhim Avani. Lemfi Nulitz. Zapanquar. Corbani.
Uh-huh. Lo Gwenji. Deezy. Nobi. Yebu.
Ah.
Yeah.
Barovi Sensen. Gorch Variki. Vilper Brehe. Shirsa. Gibaru. Who's McGrath? Uma? Huh? 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 Bo. Huh? 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 Uh-huh. Yibsy. Fadish.
Arbovinia Quar. Jabal.
Oh, Quapo.
Klana.
New Beam. Ifla.
Lerna. Yibs. Tombra.
Zapum Fubaim. Lamina. Urabani. Lemphian Zerpa. Lahoin. Spabim. Aha.
Yeah. Lamita Noonkim. Shape it. Lanji. Sarde ya libjigo. Nilza. Thinica pathargum. Mablaf.
Sturm Garsha Tharg. Tharg. Zun Zut.
Huh? Shomba Falaru. Subao Plefaya.
Yabafrala.
Farno. Deezy.
Ooh. Hey.
Wafatub Fibose. Chul.
Ah.
Mimlet. Kiarba Uchima Tissaweb. Aha, Umano.
Dopfi Toba Kalarga. Farbu Queb Faruda. Ah. Blash Begoya. Ah. Yeah.
Spolip Lamena. Jasapa Frip. Balco? Who's Balconara?
Oh. Ephedroy Yambara.
Guasha? Pepso. Orabagano! Febide.
Nifwa.
Nakano.
Dav.
Shabini Nobe. Anamit Moonshot Fluff. Reina de
Zorbite. Grine Hispala. Sawada. Nuloy. Yabibo Squad. Drenin.
And we're back from our break. Welcome back, everyone. Let's pause the game there. And let's get back into our Q&A over on the Sims Discord. But how is everyone doing? Everyone doing all right this morning? I've completely forgot about my tea, focusing so much on my work that my tea has gone cold. Ugh. So for those of you who have just dropped in, welcome to the channel. I'm Muir, and this is a Pomodoro 2015 live stream where we focus for 20 minutes and then have a 15-minute break. The reason why we do 20-15 specifically is because it's just the way that my mind works. My brain works better doing very short focus spurts where I can just get my head down and work really hard for 20 minutes and then have a 15-minute long break, which allows my brain to kind of decompress and relax a little bit. Because I found that if I personally focus and work for too long, that I start getting headaches and my mind starts wandering. So having the 20 minutes focus followed by a break just helps me to focus even better. If that makes sense. So let's go into, whoops, not that one. Hold on. I'm arguing with things. Let's go in here back to this window and continue with the Royalty and Legacy Creators Q&A. I am determined that we are going to get this done. Absolutely determined. All right. So, what do we have here? Ice Munmun says that Jawara in Loyalty and Legacy is her absolute favorite sim now. Her aura is just too awesome. Eva says with the castles, she said, we're limited in terms of how much we can include in a lot due to performance. The pack needs to run for everyone, so we focus more on adding visible areas to the big builds. Apricot responded to Ebonics saying, I was really excited to see waltzing added, but sad there's no West African dancing. That is also something that I would love to see. Like I said, we need an African-inspired pack. You know, we just need an entire expansion pack that is just Africa, so that it can better concentrate on more aspects of the multiple cultures that are in the wonderful continent of Africa, including dances, you know, just saying. Rocky says, is there anything that surprised you about the process of developing a pack? And Ocean responded, the simulation genre is unique. Every choice affects each other. It was enlightening watching a pack being birthed from the ground up. Oftentimes I think things look simple on the outside, but internally you have to take into account other factors that are affected by a simple change. It's very much a case of, like, we're redoing this house, okay? We just moved into this house back in December of last year. So we've only been here for a couple of months, and we're doing things like, we've had the entire house rewired, but before we could do that, we had to move the furniture, and you know that affected where everyone slept and the placement of the furniture and work and all of that stuff. And now that the wiring's been done, we have a plasterer coming in the next couple of weeks, and that's going to have an effect on literally everything while the plasterer's here. And then after the plasterer, we've got the heat pump people coming in, and that's also going... Everything affects everything else. It's just amazing. Jeeves, watching a pack being birthed sounds so much weirder than it should. I know, right? Language is a wonderful and weird thing, and I absolutely love it. Augie, you guess every little thing in a pack has to mesh together with everything in the game and all the expansions and kits. Yeah, exactly. Not so much the kits, because the kits don't really have a lot of gameplay attached to them. That's not like base game. But, yeah, it's every little thing in a pack has to mesh with everything else. It can't interfere with any other mechanics, or if it does interfere with the mechanic, then it can't they have to make sure or be careful that it doesn't create really weird bugs with the mechanic that it overrides. Yeah, it's a complete. If you know anything about computer programming, it's a complete mess. It really is. So, Ebonix said about the ancestor tree in Dambale. She says that I like to think it's linked to African spirituality. When you think about movies that have ties to the continent, there's a lot of spiritual energy around big trees, seeking wisdom, clarity, etc. I love it so much, and that we help to provide some guidance around what seeking guidance from the ancestors feel like when you interact with the tree. That is seriously nice. Spring Sim says, I was really surprised by the dynasty system and how detailed it got in the final version of the pack, learning how complex certain game features can be, for example, family tree, secrets, and scandals. Spring says, I was blown away by the many possibilities that something gets exposed and show up on the family tree as a secret child, etc. Let's see. Going on more. No, Villain says, I must say I love how challenging the last part of the social puppeteer aspiration is. Springsim says that hands down, the dynasties is one of his favorites. There's been many ways that it can help or hurt your dynasty is truly amazing. Personally, I don't think that they put enough into the dynasty system. I mean, not the dynasty system. There's the royal decrees. The royal decrees that your noble sims can make from the throne. There needs to be more royal decrees. There aren't enough, and they're all positive. There needs to be some negative ones. You know, just to create chaos. Saying. Ebonic says that she's worked on a few things that are purely cast related, so this was her first time working on a pack that entails gameplay, cast, build, buy, and mechanics. She said the surprising thing was really thinking about the interconnectivity between all of the elements, how they would work well with other packs, building storylines. There's so much thought that goes into the process, which is why it makes sense that it takes a long time to develop these packs. Narvillain says seeing the dynasty system come to life was really nice. He says, I love how you can have a good amount of members in a dynasty, and I love how the family tree can show numerous dynastics within one legacy. Nard, speaking of cross-compatibility, has anyone made Vlad the King of Forgotten Hollow yet? Hi! And in my content creation save, I made Nard the King of Forgotten Hollow. He was the King of Forgotten Hollow for all of, 5 minutes, though. Well, not 5 minutes, but it took a couple of in-game weeks. But I had the teenage sim that is like a rival of Princess Cordelia. I had her move to Forgotten Hollow in my content creation save. She moved into Forgotten Hollow. She joined, she had Vlad turn her into a vampire. She joined his dynasty. And then she went back to her home world, pulled the sword out of the stone, and immediately became the monarch of Forgotten Hollow. It was a whole thing. Videos on that, by the way, showing a little bit of that is coming up on YouTube this week, starting Thursday. So if y'all are interested in seeing the tutorials that show some of that story, then subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss out on those videos when they come out. Let's see. Ebonic says, don't forget that when you have a dynasty, you can hire a tutor with your dynasty points. Homework is done before you even have to think about it. and their school uniforms. Anzi says, I think the dynasty system is so powerful and pairs really well with a new family tree and ties, especially for people who like legacy games and have several generations of Sims. She said that she's found it helps bond Sims together but also breaks them apart. And it reminds her of the show called Dallas that her parents loved. Oh my god, I remember Dallas. It's a great setup for creating chaos or calm. Roko says that they're in love with the Caps, always aligning with them. They think there's a lot of nostalgia involved, not to mention that Virgilio is a major crush. Ebonix forged a familial relation with Jawara's family as soon as she loaded up the game, but the Caps are her current rivals because after becoming besties and learning her Sim's deepest, darkest secrets, she got a call from Old Boy threatening to release a scandal. Like I said, the chaos and drama is real. Springson says that discreet, dynasty perks. Discreet is my favorite. I love finding a messy scandal, especially from certain Sims. Looking at you, Nancy. Nard loves the forging feature. He says, I immediately bury my Sim's secret when I do this so they don't get caught. Opting Thursday. We're having a Thursday this week. We are. Hello, Opting. How are you doing? Glad to see ya. You're just in time, Opting, for me to start winding down and say goodbye. Anzi says that this was a child being able to work on the Royalty and Legacy pack in The Sims 4 was a childhood dream come to life. And she said, what's more, I was in Ghana, West Africa for a lot of this process, so it felt like what I saw around me could be reflected in the game I like to play. And Springson says that he had a wonderful time working on the pack and being able to answer questions. Ebonix says, I think it's incredibly important to have different voices and perspectives, which makes a game that is so closely connected to life so meaningful. Having our perspectives was so intentional, and I'm grateful that the team did such an amazing job and due diligence to ensure that our perspectives reached across the diaspora. I know they will continue to do an amazing job of selecting diverse voices and perspectives like this as we see more inclusion of different cultures. Which is seriously awesome. And that's all of the questions. We reached the end of the Q&A session. They do Q&A sessions like this fairly regularly over on the official Sims 4 forums. Sims 4 Discord, sorry. So if you are not a member of the Discord, please do feel free to join. I also cover these whenever they do them on a later stream here on YouTube and Twitch. So again, if you're not already subscribed or following me on YouTube and Twitch, please do so. So, you don't miss those. Opting, your timing is impeccable. It is. It 100% is impeccable. Opting, adequate pestering happened then? Augie, no pestering needed. What? Who says? Who says we don't need pestering? We always need pestering. Pestering must happen. But not of me. Right then, my friends, we have reached the end of our morning live stream. We've gone a little bit over as well because I really wanted to get through that Q&A session. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for the follow over on YouTube. Really appreciate that. Are we ready to end our stream? Let's go get something to eat, go for a walk, do whatever we need to decompress after the 2 hours of focus that we had. Augie, time to go walk the dog? Exactly, yes. Although with me, I don't have a dog yet, so it's just me going on a walk. wishing I had a dog, you know? We will get a dog eventually. I will 100%. It's on the list of things to do. The idea is that we need to get the back garden all dog proofed before I can get a dog. So that is a thing that is 100% going to happen. This year, my aim is, Paul wants his tunnel, so we got to get the garden done up with a fence going and a gate going across the garden so that it's all, at least as dog safe as I can make it. And got to get that tunnel put in. We got to get the tunnel put in before we get the gate and fence put in, though. My housemate needs to demolish the horrible garage before we can get the tunnel in. It's like literally everything has to happen all at once. But anyway, Augie, where is it on the list compared to Paul's tunnel? Paul's tunnel comes before the dog. Paul's tunnel definitely comes before the dog because it's just the way that it makes sense. So I have to put a new fence in because looking in our back garden, the fence is like falling down. So I've got to put a new fence in. Then my house and like completely demolish the gardens because I want to put in new plants and everything, just completely new ground cover and all that stuff. Then housemate needs to demolish the garage. Then I need to put in more fence and a gate from where the new outbuilding goes. Because we need to demolish the garage, put in a new outbuilding, and then put in an additional fence and gate going from the side of the house to the new outbuilding, so that the future doggo has all of that back garden space. But before we can put in that new bit of fencing and the new outbuilding, Paul's tunnel needs to be put in. So it's replacing the old current fence with new, demolish the garden, completely flatten it, get rid of all the plants and stuff that are in there, plant new stuff in there, demolish the garage, put in a new outbuilding, then put in a new fence and a gate going from the side. Get rid of the garage, put in Paul's tunnel, put in a new outbuilding, and then put in the new extension to the fence and a new gate. Just so much. Huggy, TNT for the garage. TNT. Don't even. Because Paul's like, we need TNT. I'm like, no, Paul, we don't need TNT. You gotta love it. Right then, my friends. Thank you all so much for being here. I will catch you all at 2 p.m. UK time, which is in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Until then, stay safe, stay hydrated, go get yourself something to eat if you have not already done so. And I'll catch you here in just under 2 hours. Bye. Augie, yes I do. Jeeves, thermonuclear war for the garage. No nuclear stuff. No. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Bye for now. I need food. Bye. Where's the button? I can't find the offline button. So I'm just going to sit here and say bye until I find it.